What's up, boys? Zaid here with my boys Tyler and Dakota in the background.
Sheesh.
We just came back from locals where your boy got first place playing Virtual World. Shout out Tyler. Thank you again for letting me borrow this deck.
You are welcome.
I only own a couple of the hand traps in the deck and everything else is borrowed, but we'll go right into it. 3 Gigi, 3 Lulu, 3 Lily. Oh, is that not in the camera? Great. There we go. And 3 Lao Lao. And 1 Nian Nian. How many Nian Nian do people normally play? 2, right?
That's the one that banish.
Yeah, it's when it's banished, puts 1 back.
You would like standardly if you play Desires, you would play 2.
Yeah, and so in this build, spoiler alert, we're not playing Desires. I opted for a different card, but for the spells, we got 1 E-Telly also, which is basically 2 Nian Nian. This isn't new format yet because locals is still going to be old format until October 1st. Then 3 Kowloon. Is that how you pronounce that one? I always say that card's name wrong. And then only 2 Quinlong because we're not playing the Desires.
They're all just called Ching Chong Bing Bong anyway.
Then 2 Chuchi, 1 Zhuan Wu. Even though I don't play Desires, you still need 2 Chuchi, so you have 1 for the Grave Effect and then 1 to have on field. And 1 to recycle the other or to recycle your Nian Nian. And then this I don't think people play much anymore. 2 Foolish Burial Good. This card is the reason I like this other card I'm playing instead of Desires, because it lets me play a card like this and then let me cut down on the Nian Nian and the Quinlong in order to play this. Because you'd rather draw this than those cards like any time, because this says Rhoda in your deck. And those other cards usually say Brick. And then 3 Extrav instead of Desires. And reason being, because I saw a guy on DB Grinder play it, so I wanted to try it. In practice, it makes sense. Like, you can cut down on a lot of the Garnets and replace them with a card like Foolish that's actually going to let you play the game. So you just get to play, like, more starters overall. And then the 3 Prosperity, of course. You can't use these in the same turn, but you have that same issue with Desires Prosperity. And if I was playing Desires, I'd still max out on both anyways, because this deck fucking sucks. You never draw playable. So you got to play the cards that let you draw more cards, because if you have 6 shitty cards, it's better than 5.
Got first, by the way.
Yeah, first. I don't remember if I said that at the start, but first place locals deck profile, baby. And then 1 Forbidden Droplet.
Sheesh.
1 Ulti Droplet. This could have been 2 secrets if you were to just look at the prices of them, I think. That's the price. Like, these are 200. Secrets are 100.
Yeah, roughly.
But this guy just has 1 ulti, so that's all I borrowed. Just 1.
How many people did you sack with it?
I drew it against Dave. Game
That's the only
1,
one.
I think. And that might... I think I also drew it in the mirror match.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I had a Shen with it, too.
Dave's the only one that it matters against. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, fuck David Hernandez.
I love that guy. I drew a lot of my good cards against him, though, and thrashed him in the last round to take his spot at number 1.
Sheesh.
And then 2 Skullmeister. Speaking of Dave, he wouldn't let me borrow Bell, so I had to play Skullmeister. I had a game where I summoned this and used it for damage, and that was kind of cool, but I would have rather summoned it special back Nian Nian and then overlaid or something. And then Triple Ash, because it's a combo piece, and also sometimes your opponent adds from deck to hand. And then Gamma Driver. I think this card is like a really good payoff to playing the pot cards, because you can punish people that Ash. But since I'm not playing Desires, I never get freaking wrecked by myself. I hate going Desires, banish 10, they Ash, and your Gamma is dead because you banished Driver. That shit makes me want to retire from the game of life. Just end it all. Reduce my life points to 0. And that's it for the main 40 cards. You can't play more than 40 in this deck, at least currently. Pre-Burst of Destiny, you can't. Because this deck's inconsistent as fuck. You kind of need to play it less. And the extra for the XYZs, 1 Gossip Shadow, 1 Downer. This is my only rank 3. Reason being I play this one is because I needed more cards that are just like good on their own. A lot of the cards in the extra deck, like the Downard, for example, only good with other cards. Like Downard is good on top of a rank 3 and then put a Zeus on top. But if I Extrav and I banish this, then this is dead. And there's just like a chance that the Zeus is dead if I banished either it or if I banished like the rank 7 one of this, Gaia. So I wanted more cards that are standalone cards but could also be Zeus fodder, and this was that because it's a negate. Also helps you play through Nib. And then the Zeus, of course. This card is God tier Yu-Gi-Oh! The best zoo monster. Then rank 6s, we got Utopia Beyond, because I don't really understand the combos where you reduce your opponent's life to 0 in this deck. So this one just made it easier. Fan. This card's cracked, my guy. I like that this didn't happen today, but I like that you can make this, use its effect, get rid of something, and even if they have a monster that's bigger than yours, you could just, like, crack it in there, and then bring it back off Zhangqi, and then put, Gaia, and then put the Zeus. It's just, this is a crazy card. It's crazy. And then, last XYZ, M7. M7 lets you get your guys back, or put theirs back. I bounced, what did I bounce? Against Dave, I made him go first, round 5. He was playing Thunder Dragon, and he's playing to go in second list, so making him go first was already an FTK, but but he made just like a Titan pass, and I droplets the Titan, but then it was too big still because he put it in defense, and Titan doesn't do any, droplets doesn't lower the defense. That card sucks. I should have made it better. Should have reduced defense too for that price tag. But the ulti reduces defense. I think the ulti should reduce defense.
No, it does.
But yeah, so I had to.
You just have to read it more.
I didn't read hard enough, but I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. That's how it goes. But yeah, this card bounced his Titan then, and that was it. I was like, I open full combo, and then I make a M7 bounce, attack, pass. And then for the Synchros, we got the level 6s. We have Jui. This card, I don't think I've used its effect often, but its name says Virtual World, so sometimes that matters. Also, Stardust Charge and Coral Dragon. 90% of the time you don't get to draw from these because you used Extrav or Prosperity. But when you can draw, they're good. I feel like I banished this guy a lot off of Prosperity when I get to choose what I'm banishing. I get rid of this because this is just, once you activate Prosperity, this is just a better non-tuner Synchro 6 because it actually has an effect. And this doesn't have an effect, really, if you can't draw. It does have the effect to attack everything, but that don't happen that much.
That's a good question, though, since you mentioned it. What's your typical banish 6 for Prosperity?
If I'm going first and I haven't extraved yet, then it would be, probably, the Downerd, unless I foresee myself really needing it. The Stardust Charge Warrior for sure. It's hard to say, honestly. A couple of the rank 6s. If I'm going first, I can get rid of Utopia Beyond comfortably.
Yeah, depends on, matchup and then...
Yeah. Blind, I only do 6, really, if I need to, or if I open Gamma. But, I haven't shown these cards yet, but I guess I'll just show them right now. Some other cards that I like to banish off of it are the Geomath Mech and the Vermilion, because those cards aren't that good. That's 5 I showed, then the last card, you can get rid of Gossip if you don't plan on making it. You're probably not making that card turn 3 and onward. You're probably just making it your first turn or not at all. But so that's 6 cards I'd banish. But yeah, we play the Geomath Mech and the Vermilion. If you play in an event where it matters your results, I don't know if I would play Geomath Mech. But when you play at locals, people play weird decks all the time. You're gonna run into Striker or Altergeist or just some deck that you wouldn't expect to run into and that you optimally shouldn't really be building around. But if I could just put one card in the extra deck and then every rogue deck just passes, it's kind of crazy. And I summoned this against Altergeist today. That was my one match loss, by the way, was Altergeist. Game 1, I died to the, what's it called, Rivalry? Rivalry's crazy against this deck. If it was any other card, not any other card, any non-Floodgate, I had Infinite Gas, but that card was able to just push me from doing anything, and then he killed me soon after. And then game 2, I made this, and it was an FTK, and then game 3, I think we were in time, but I died anyways. I got fucking decimated that game. I was on one card in hand, and it was a driver, and he had 80 cards already. It was not looking good for your boy. Then the best cards, the Altamaya package and the Shen. That's another thing that I typically, if I open, I don't know if I talked about this or not, but if I open Extrav and Prosperity, I always do the Extrav first. This card's just better because it says draw 2 cards, and this says 1 card, and 2 is bigger than 1. So I like that more.
Sheesh.
And then if you're Extrav though, like if you banish the Crystal Wing, then next turn when you resolve the what's it called? The extra or the Prosperity, you can get rid of the Tzolk'in. Same with like your Zeus stuff. If you get rid of Zeus with an Extrav, then the both the Gaia and the Downerd are like free real estate to banish off of the following turn's Prosperity. And yeah, so I actually really like the card. There weren't many games that I had where I banished unplayable from my extra deck. Usually, you're drawing 2 cards, so you're doing well. It feels like it's enough. Now the side deck is honestly, I think my side deck was fucking goofy. This shit was odd, but I liked it a lot. For the hand spells, we play 2 Phantasme, and then for the hand traps, 1 Droll because it's all I had. I got 2 more though, so next time you might see more of this. And then 2 Chaos Hunter. Chaos Hunter, I sacked the Mirror Match game 2 with this card. He goes, activates the 1 spell, Kowloon, to activate Chi-Chi. And then GG, target Chi-Chi, send something special. And then, what's the level 6? Kieran Lulu? Let me double check. I always forget his name. Oh, Lily. Then Lily target GG, send spell trap, summon, and then on that summon I Chaos Hunter, pitching Quinlong. And so like not only did I unbrick my hand, because like I said, this deck sucks, you always brick. So having a card that like stuns him out the game and also potentially can unbrick you is kind of crazy. And so I stuck it on him. He had 3 dead Virtual World cards engraved. And then I didn't even have combo. Like I just hit him with this for a turn, cracked one of his guys. And then the next turn, I summoned a Skullmeister, and I attack, and then I pass, and he draws again, and on his 3rd turn of not being able to play, conceded. Same thing happened against Thunder Dragon. He activated a card, I drolled him, and then he summoned a card out with the Ready Fusion, or Instant Fusion, I think. I Chaos Huntered him, and then it was all over from there. Card's crazy. Then some board breakers. I had 3 Dark Ruler No More, 1 Mystic Mine. I only played 1 Mystic Mine because it's all I saw when I was looking through Tyler's collection. Did you have more anywhere?
I found some afterwards. I don't think you wanted them though.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have played it, to be honest, if I had access to more, but I saw 1 and thought it would be cool because you put it down, and then you look at their board of all their strong cards, and then you spit on them and degrade them a little bit because they're under Mystic Mine.
I think 2 would be a little better, but...
But listen, if you play 2 and you draw 2, one of them's dead.
Yeah, you just open it like you did.
That's all you got to do. Play a bunch of 1-ofs. You're going to draw the 1-of. They'll be mad you drew the 1-of, but you did it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so you plop this on the board, you turn off their board, you spit on them, degrade them, and then you make an XYZ and attack, and then Zeus, and then they can't respond to the Zeus because you have mine, and when Zeus resolves, mine's gone. So then you finish playing the game, and then laugh at them a little bit harder. And Dark Ruler was just like, this would probably be like 2 droplets if I had 2 more droplets, or they would have been in the main, but this card is like fine also. You just like negate their effects and then summon a Charge Warrior and just attack everything they have, and then you laugh at them again. And for the back row decks, 3 Twin Twister, and I didn't have Lightning Storms or Feather Duster, so I played Hey True Nade. This card might be awful. If it is and you think that, feel free to laugh at me. I didn't draw it, so...
Did you ever side it up?
Yeah, I sided it against Hayden's Altergeist deck, and I didn't draw it. And it also probably is like not good against that deck even, because half their traps are floodgates and you chain them, or it's like the forget its name, the one that they search. Yeah, Protocol. They can just like flip Protocol.
Oh no, it's weird. Like, that's like that card and Rivalry are the only things they can do, and like that's still kind of insane against your deck though. But
yeah, it's almost just enough.
Yeah.
But if they don't have that and I activate this, then I can establish a board, and then they probably lose. So it was a cool alternative to the Lightning Storm. And yeah, I had fun playing this deck. If you had fun watching this deck profile, then of course you did. I'm awesome. And hit that motherfucking like and subscribe button, my guys. Oh, also, shout out Dave again, because I beat him for first place. 40 store credit, baby. By the way, real quick before you guys go, I used the store credit for 2 more drolls. So I'm going to have 3 drolls probably next time I play. Don't you worry. See ya.